All right, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Again, welcome. I appreciate everybody coming for Ticket Training Tuesday. As you can see, today we'll be talking about relating and merging tickets. We'll talk about a little bit of theory behind that, and then I'll demonstrate what that looks like in Ticket. Here's our agenda. We're in the midst of the welcome right now. A couple of housekeeping items. This session is being recorded, bear that in mind. But even with that, we do encourage you to come off mute and ask questions and, share comments, whatever. We're happy to hear from you. If you need to get in contact with us outside of the session, you can always reach us at help@syerson.com. If you're having trouble or whatever, just need to talk to us, we're here, we're available. The link for the session will be available in our knowledge document about Ticket Training Tuesday. I'm going to share that link in the chat now. So if you've missed a previous session, want to catch up, any of that, that link is there in the chat, and all of the recordings are there as well, as will this one be. Like I said, it's being recorded. If you don't know who I am Justin. I've been with Syerson for 8 years now, and I am on the customer success team, which means I help customers implement Ticket, customize, augment, etc. And that includes automations and all sorts of things like that. So without any further ado, I will get into relating tickets, which is today's topic. So in Ticket, we can relate tickets and we can merge tickets, which are two different things. And first, we're going to talk about relating tickets. So what exactly is relating tickets? It's like it sounds. It's linking multiple tickets so they remain separate records, but they maintain a relationship. And you might ask yourself, why would we want to do that? And again, it's to preserve the individual ticket so that we can report on it, so that the communication with the end user is distinct, and SLAs can be applied at the individual ticket level. We can see how we're performing against each ticket individually. And again, just keeping communication clear on a per issue basis. One of the reasons you might want to relate a ticket is you have multiple users, but it's the same incident. So for example, if we know a printer is down and multiple people have reported that printer they can't print, we want to keep those separate but related. So we'll relate them to a single ticket. If you're doing any kind of problem management, which is kind of an ITIL concept, you want to do root cause analysis independent of the symptomatic incident. So for example, if a VPN is down, people are going to report that the VPN is down or that they can't connect, but that is a symptom, not necessarily the root cause. And so you want to keep those, again, separate and do your root cause analysis at the problem level or major incident. You would investigate the switch, or you would investigate the connectivity kind of funnel that is broken that is causing the symptom of they can't connect to a VPN. And then if you're doing any kind of change management and post-implementation review of your changes, if people have incidents related to a change, for example, you deploy a patch to a server, and that causes problems downstream with your users, and they report an incident, you want to track that back to the change that is associated with the change record, I should say, that's associated with that change or that patch deployment. And you just you relate the tickets together so that you have an individual record, but they also correlate, and you can understand the impact of what you're doing in the environment. So that's relating tickets, and that again is distinct from merging tickets. And what is merging tickets? It's combining multiple tickets into a single ticket and closing the duplicates. And why would we do that? It's to remove exact duplicates so that we don't conflate our reporting, so that we don't duplicate work. If we're talking about the same exact issue for the same user, we don't need multiple records of that, because again, that's going to conflate reporting, that's going to muddy communication, etc. And the way that might occur is or the same person, excuse me, submits the same issue, but maybe in multiple channels. So in Ticket, they may go to the Ticket virtual agent and say, I can't do X, Y, or Z. They submit a ticket that way, but then they also email an agent that they're used to working with, and they say the same thing. That agent just creates a ticket. Later, we find out, oh, we've got multiple tickets for the same user. Let's merge those together so that we're not duplicating work, we're not skewing our reporting, etc. And then another scenario where that might happen is a manager might request something on behalf of their user. They didn't let the user know, but the user knows that they need the same thing that the manager has requested. Therefore, we end up with two tickets again. Even though they came from two different people, they're about the exact same thing for the same person. And for that reason, we might merge them. And so let's take a look at what that looks like in Ticket. I'm going to share my screen. One moment, please. Here we are. Okay, so we're looking at Ticket. So like I said, with relating tickets, that's when we have a single issue, but maybe multiple people are reporting that issue, and it's affecting them all differently. So if you see here, I have this incident of a dock printer in a building is down, but I also have document won't print, right? I know as IT that we have a printer that's down, but we have Diego reporting that he can't print. And so what I would do is I would go into Diego's ticket here, and I'm going to relate it to the printer down ticket. Like I know this is a known issue, therefore I'm going to relate Diego's I can't print to the down printer ticket. Again, the same issue, just kind of multiple manifestations. And if I go now to 2665 about the printer itself, I can see that not only is Diego's ticket now related to it, but we have other folks who have reported the same thing, and now they're all related to that one ticket. I can track that issue together. And if you use a little bit of automation, actually, you can, communicate maybe just to this one ticket. It would require some automation in Power Automate, but you could communicate to this one ticket, and that could be passed down to all the children tickets. And then again, status changes, et cetera, could be passed down to the tickets, to the tickets related to this ticket. And then the other example that I'll show is merging. So you can see I have two tickets here for my computer can't connect to the internet, both by the same requester. That means they are the exact same issue. How they came to be is neither here nor there. We can see he's attached a screenshot of his inability to connect to the internet. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into related tickets, and we're going to merge that ticket with his other ticket that says my computer won't connect to the internet. I believe 2569 is the right one. And you can see what's going to happen is everything that is on the kind of source ticket, which is 2560. Well, I should say 2563 is the target. I'm merging 2569 into 2563. All the comments are going, all the attachments are going into this ticket where I've initiated the relationship. The affected users are going to be merged, but that doesn't matter because it's the same person. That's why we're merging it. And the assignees, so if I've assigned the tickets differently, they're all going to be assigned to the ticket that I'm initiating the merge from, and then the other ticket will be closed. So if I confirm that, tickets are related successfully. You can see 2569 is now here. And if we open it, it's going to be closed again because in Ticket, when we perform that merge, we're going to close the duplicate and we're going to push the attachments and comments, etc., to the master ticket where the merge was initiated. And now we should have a couple of screenshots. Yeah, you can see when I merged it, I got this DNS picture from the other ticket, and now it's merged, and we've, unified that issue for the same user, and that's how merging works. I will pause for just a moment and ask if there are any questions about merging or relating in Tikit. It's looking like no. That's okay. It's pretty straightforward. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys to understand, um, merging and relating and why you might do one versus the other. And again, how to do it in Tikit. Again, I'll say if you have any questions, concerns, comments, definitely feel free to reach out to us, help@cyerson.com, and let us know if there's a session you'd like to see in Ticket Training Tuesday. We'd be happy to try to put that together and get you the help you need. So I'll stop there and I'll say thanks everybody for coming out and hope to see you again next week.